Second. We're- Hello, family. How are you all? This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope everybody's doing well. I will try not to be too long. I'm just getting off work. I'm in my car, and I'm glad to see everybody. I am streaming on all my social media platform because I just received an important call, and it just so happens my computer battery is low because I had it using it at work all day. So welcome. Today is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. It is December the 11th, 2024, and the time is 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome. Join in, family. A lot is going on, so I might not be able to show all of your comments as we get through the podcast, but I just want you to know that I received a call that everybody should be ready. And I'm not exactly sure what we should be ready for. I'm a part of certain groups, and when people get information, particularly people who are military veterans, they will call me and let me know what they heard, or I would get email, I'll get texts, and I'll get phone calls. So I'm not trying to alarm anybody. I just want you to know a lot is going on in the world. So stay with me, family. I was told, just get ready just in case, because a lot is going on in the world, and I'll go over those things very quickly. As you all may have heard, President Donald Trump said he's going to ring the opening bell to the New York Stock Exchange on tomorrow. That's important. Okay, this is the first time he has ever done that. If he weren't the president, why would they have him doing this? Okay, the ringing of bells means a victory. It means triumph, and I'll show you that. That's what it means. This is a ritual that usually celebrities do, but now the president of the United States Incorporated, or the Republic, I don't know which office he's serving, or the commander-in-chief, will be ringing the bells tomorrow. So again, ringing the bells mean victory. We know yesterday was Victory Day for the Iraqi people, and they celebrated in the streets. I tried to share that video with you all, but I've been having problems, and that's going to lead me to another thing that's going on worldwide. People are having problems with social media. They're having problems with their telephones, their computers, their laptops, limited problems. So this could be some type of blackout of some sort. But yesterday, let's get back to Victory Day. Yesterday was Victory Day for the Iraqi people, where they're celebrating victory over ISIS. And this is an annual celebration where they, since 2017, have been, going out in the streets, partying, celebrating, drinking, or however they celebrate, to acknowledge that they're free. They're liberated from ISIS. ISIS had taken over a great portion of the the country in Iraq, and including the largest city there. So this is huge to them. And also, people from Detroit was letting us know on Twitter. X, or Twitter, is the place to go if you want to keep up on intel. I always post, and I repost things there. If I don't have time to go live, I'll just post. But yesterday, people from Detroit were saying that the Iraqi people from Detroit, Iraqi Americans, were celebrating yesterday on Victory Day as well. Yesterday, December the 10th. Why? Because there's a large Iraqi population that lives in Detroit, and that is why Al-Sudani, who is the president of Iraq, visited Detroit when he came to America, and visited in Washington on April the 18th. So on April the 18th, the Iraqi president Al-Sudani visited the United States, some of the prelates, or the president, and some of the people in finances, to solidify their relationship, and to say, okay, it's time now for us to have good relations and start trading, make sure the dinar is cool. Iraq also came here earlier, I think it was last year, to make sure that the payment platforms were working with our United States Treasury Department. So back to April the 18th, Al-Sudani came to talk to Biden. They shook hands. They talked about relationships and trade between the two nations. And then he went to Detroit to talk to his Iraqi American people there, to let them know that the relationships have been solidified. And you can look on the internet to find out that he went to Detroit. Now, Detroit is about to boom. So all those industries that had left, and all of those factories that had left and had gone to China under old administrations, will be returning now that we're going to have world peace. And that's what Project Sandman was about. It wasn't just about 209 nations agreeing to trade with their own local currencies backed by gold and silver, but it was also about world peace, establishing world peace, and no more wars. So we won't have any wars under Donald Trump. Family, if you're on Instagram, you can't see me well. It's because I'm in my car. I apologize for that. It's kind of dark over here in this area, but I still wanted you to get the news. So what's all going on? We had Victory Day yesterday. We had a possibility that the which case was that? The Brunson case was heard. And I know I told you guys that. I said the Brunson case may have been heard, and I wasn't sure if it will be heard on the 10th, but I kept hearing that it may have been, the Brunson case has allegedly already been heard, but we heard there an announcement could have been made on December 10th, because yesterday was the day that the Supreme Court of the United States was supposed to announce their last ruling, or their final ruling for the year of 2024. Now, we looked on the websites of the Supreme Court of the United States. We can't find any evidence that the case had been heard, but we've been hearing for some time that it had been heard. I showed you a video from Jim Willie weeks ago where he said it had been heard, and he said that Lloyd Brunson was under a non-disclosure agreement. He couldn't talk about it. And just briefly, the Brunson case is when Lloyd Brunson and his brothers brought a case to the Supreme Court against Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and 385 members of Congress, stating that they breached our country and posed a security breach by allowing illegal aliens or illegal people to come into our country and vote. Biden actually admitted to allowing more than 320,000 people to fly into America. You can look that up. That article, you will find it on Google. But we know that there are millions of people actually that are here, and many of them were given all type of benefits. They were given food, housing, clothes, and daycare, jobs if they wanted jobs, and huge stipends to live on, and the right or the ability to vote. So if this case by the Supreme Court was heard, and it was found that Joseph Biden and his whole administration participated in fraud or allowed it, and was a security breach by allowing people to come into this country, which we know has happened, but if it was found and proven to be so by the Brunson, at the Brunson case by the Supreme Court, then Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, and 385 members of Congress have to stand down and have all their credentials stripped and never be allowed to serve again, and they will go through military tribunals. Now, we know that they've already been through many of them have been through military tribunals behind the scenes, and some of them have been dealt with, but this needs to come out officially. So that's why we've been talking about an emergency broadcast system announcement that we hope happens. Now, I know that you guys are probably tired of hearing, because I'm tired too of hearing, get ready, it's time. But let's just go over what has been going on. Allegedly, the Brunson case was heard and was decided. So I'm going to go to my Twitter page and let you guys see something that I found online. It's not proof that the case had been heard or this, or have, and not, well, we know it's been heard, but it's not proven that the case was announced. It's not proven that it's being publicized at all. But I told you guys, Jim Willie did make that announcement weeks ago. Independent journalists are making that announcement. And then I saw this person here on Twitter. And the only reason why I didn't come yesterday to tell you that it had been announced is because I had no proof. Even though I had this particular tweet that somebody showed me, it was tweeted by a couple of people, and somebody that I trust retweeted it. And so I said, well, let me just tell the people just in case. Now, if you're on Instagram, you can't see this, but here I had tweeted yesterday, I'm waiting for an official announcement on the Lloyd Brunson case against Biden, Harris, Pelosi, and 385 members of Congress. We heard the court ruled in favor of Brunson, and this will make 46's entire administration null and void, and that will enable President Trump as the commander-in-chief and president-elect to then come forward as our commander-in-chief before January. Remember, he said we're going to have a Merry Christmas. Well, I'm rushing through this because I got so much to do today before this computer shuts down. I ran to the bank. I got to go to the grocery store. I got to fill up my son, fill up my gas tank. I got to do some business because just in case things are going to ramp up, I want to be ready. So you'll see here that this person from Britain actually retweeted or posted something on Getter. And I did contact him to ask him, can you please give me some confirming information that this is true? And he said, SCOTUS has ruled in favor of the Brunson brothers in their court case. Trump is reinstated and can return immediately to the White House. And then when you look at these different documents, he actually posts some documents underneath his post. But I cannot confirm or deny that that's true. But, since I am no sound. You guys can't hear me? Can you hear me? Somebody saying no sound. Let me know if you can hear me. I see people commenting. You can hear me? Okay, good. Chief Hawkeyes, I don't know what's going on. People can hear me. So I didn't have any proof. I can't confirm it or deny that the Brunson case was heard, okay? But I can tell you I'm hearing from all over different countries that the Brunson case has been heard. So just in case, let's prepare. And I'm going to tell you, somebody asked, how can you prepare? Let me see if I can find your, you can hear me. Thank you guys so much. Sorry for rushing through this, family. I just want you to know what's going on. Sound is good? Okay. Christmas is in 2 weeks, and he told us we're going to have an early Christmas and a very Merry Christmas. How do you prepare? I was told to get money out of the bank. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. I was told to get some food, some groceries, fill up my gas tank, and get the things. Oh, thank you, Madam Hogo. I love you. To just get things, supplies like things, toilet paper, things that you might want to get from the grocery stores, or things you might want to have on hand in case, BLM does something crazy. And there's a reason I'm saying that. In case there's a Black Swan event, in case the white hats in this battle against the black hats, or against the deep state, or against these bloodline families, do something in retaliation to this war being over and or announced. So when people panic, just like when we had the global shutdown, people run to the grocery store, people run to the bank, they make bank runs. Well, now you don't have to actually go to the bank. You can actually get money. I know you can make a bank run online, but you might want to withdraw it. Who knows? It could be lines at the ATM. We don't know what could happen, but just be prepared just in case, so that if there is some type of rush to the store, to Walmart, to the banks, you're ahead of time. You never want to have to get ready. You want to stay ready, okay? So that when something goes down, you can always be prepared. So let's talk about things that are happening. Apps we're not consistently working on today. You have Facebook, Instagram, and some other social media platforms not acting right today. You have people having a problem with their telephones, their Androids, even, and their iPhones, really over the last few days. But today there was some type of outage, and I'll show you an article if I have time about that. You have drones flying over in New Jersey, and the New Jersey leaders are calling for a partial or limited state of emergency because drones were flying, they said, over the ocean, and coming out from over the ocean overhead, over our military bases, like a massive amount of drones that they don't know where it came from. Now, how can you have drones come into our airspace and they don't know where it came from? I don't know. But because of this, these drones flying over our military bases, and drones also flying over President Trump's, some of his golf course resorts, the leader said, okay, something is happening. Like we don't know if it's some type of invasion or whatever. We don't even know if this news is real, but that's what we've been hearing. So the New Jersey leaders have called for a limited state of emergency. Also, there was some huge garbage truck explosion that I haven't even been able to dive into. You guys tell me in the chat if you heard about this huge garbage truck explosion that made mainstream media news. It came up in my feed as trending in the news, but I didn't have time to investigate before I came on. And then you have Malibu fires. That's in the news that's going on right now. And I'll bring up an article about that. You have BLM, Black Lives Matter, calling for violence against white people. They are actually calling for violence against our Caucasian brothers and sisters. And I'm going to be like Ariel said on Twitter, I bet not see my Caucasian friends marching around with BLM and thinking you have to placate to these crazy folks who want to stay perpetual slaves. Okay. So what happened was, allegedly somebody was choked out, and the person who went to jail or went to court for it was let out, released from jail. So Black Lives Matter so-called leaders are like online screaming and hollering and on the news yelling that we need to have a violent vigilantes to come after white people. It's just foolishness. Do not fall for it. I don't care what so-called color, race, or nationality you are. Do not fall for it. They do this during every election cycle, and during every time, at least in the last 4 years, that it's time to really ring the bell and sound the alarm against the deep state. Now, you guys know Trump is the Trump card. He is the trumpet in Zion that's making a sound of war against the bloodline families that have enslaved us. So just be ready. What else? Oh, Trump made an announcement that he will be ringing the bell for the New York Stock Exchange. And again, that has not happened in history where a president has done that. It's usually a celebrity, but you guys know that most of the celebrities have been taken out. That's why Hollywood's not making movies right now, because they've been participating in ritualistic abuse against children, human sacrifices, blood sacrifices, money laundering, and all type of things, because they are in cahoots with the deep state. And I will make sure I put these articles in the description section for you, family. But let's go through a couple of them one by one. I'm so glad you guys can hear me. Yeah, it's all a distraction. Thank you. I saw somebody send me a Cash App. I really appreciate you. I couldn't see your name, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm trying to rush through these articles. So if you want to send a blessing, if you believe in my work, you want to support the work, my Cash App is $Mama Kia 13, $MAMAKIA 13. Sorry, I can't really go through all the names that gave to me last night. I forgot to write them down. I can come back later, but I got to get through these articles so you can know that I'm telling the truth, family. Let's see. Here we go. Donald Trump to ring the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange on Thursday. That's tomorrow. This was published today at 3:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you're getting breaking news. It says President Donald Trump has landed another prestigious, albeit short-term gig. The former and future president will ring the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange on Thursday to mark the start of the day's trading, according to a source familiar with his plans. It will be Trump's first time ringing the stock exchange bell, a symbolic ritual that is often handed over to celebrities and visiting dignitaries. It's a ritual. Everything they do is a ritual. Trump's wife, Melania Trump, rang the bell as the first lady in 2019 to mark the 1-year anniversary of her Be Best initiative, which focused on improving the well-being of young Americans and advocating against cyberbullying. For Trump, the invitation to ring the stock exchange bell comes just 1 month after he defeated Vice President Kamala Harris to win a second non-consecutive term in the White House. The New York stock rose sharply after his victory on the hopes that he would push through tax cuts and deregulate, analysts say. So I will put that in the description section for you. Thank you so much, Tawana, for sending me a $50 Cash App blessing. God bless you. I love you so much. So let's get that out of the way. I'm going to get rid of that article, and let's see what else is next. Merry Christmas, Sister Golden Arrow. Let me see what else is next. What does the ringing of the bell represent? Success or triumph? You can look that up. Google it, family. I'm bringing it up on my computer, but on Instagram, you can't see it. The idiomatic expression ring the bell has been part of the English language for centuries, used to convey success or triumph. If you're short on time, here's just a quick answer. Ringing the bell means to achieve a victory. Yesterday was Victory Day for the Iraqi people anyway. And allegedly they were supposed to make an announcement of the Brunson case, okay? Because again, yesterday on Victory Day, the Supreme Court of the United States was supposed to announce their last ruling for the year. Okay, so in short, ring the bell means to achieve a victory, to accomplish a difficult task, or reach a long-term or long-sought goal. What is the long-sought goal that Trump has been trying to achieve? Taking down the deep state, taking down the Federal Reserve, which is why he had said earlier, years ago, that he wanted to nominate Dr. Judy Shelton to be over the Federal Reserve. That was before he put the Federal Reserve and central banking system, that whole Federal Reserve and the IRS underneath the umbrella of the United States Treasury Department. He wanted to bring in Dr. Judy Shelton to be over that because she is a gold bug. She has a doctorate in economics and business, and she supports gold as this standard. So Trump, he has been triumphant and in terms of taking down the deep state, taking down the IRS, taking down all of the three-letter organizations, and also he will be triumphant. He, the avatar, the person, the seat, the person that's playing his role, whoever this Trump character is, he is the person that will usher in the new golden era. So that is what the ringing of the bell represents, triumph or victory. Let me get rid of that article. Let's see. Here's another one, family. What time is he ringing? That's a good question. I mean, good. Can somebody look that up right quick while I go through these articles? Because my computer battery is going down. So I'm saying get ready for whatever, however the Most High tell you to get ready, prepare. I'm going to prepare my family by telling them this, filling up gas, getting some food, going to the stores, getting whatever I need in case people act a fool. Okay. And, or in case people start to panic and rush to the stores. Another thing that was going on, I forgot to tell you guys about, is there are storms going on in Buffalo, New York, and millions of people, they say, will be affected by that part of the region, New York, Buffalo, New York, with these storms. So they may have some type of limited state of emergency as well. So I just want to let you guys know that a lot is going on right now. Here you go. This article by Yahoo News says, and you can find other articles to support my claim. Is Facebook down? Here's what you need to know about reports on the outages. Users are reporting problems on many of Meta's social media apps, their applications, including Facebook and Instagram, Threads and Messengers, according to outages tracking service Down Detector reports. Reports of outages from cities across the United States began on Wednesday at about 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, according to Down Detector. Facebook and Instagram users said that they were having problems getting on both of these apps and website, while Messenger users said they were having issues with logging into the service and sending messages. And I was having issues when I was trying to link all of these social media accounts to my streaming platform so I can get on live today. So I know this has been happening, and I've been calling my family members. I'm like, yep, it's been a problem. And in fact, some people have been having a problem for a couple of days. Meta did not disclose the causes of the problems, nor provided a timeline for when it might be resolved. Uh-oh, my battery is low. Dang. They let me know. I need to hurry up. Okay. So let me get out of there. That's one thing that's going on. What else? Here you go. Sorry for rushing, family. I got to get this out information to you guys before my battery completely shuts down. Buffalo Great Lakes region gets blasted. What is this? I do not like when they put these. They always put these advertisements in front of your articles. Buffalo Great. Thank you, creator, for removing that. I couldn't even remove the ad, and they removed it before it got removed. Buffalo Great Lakes region will be blasted with third lake effect storm in 2 weeks. Expect 10 to 20 inches of snow. That came out by Fox News and New York Post. Buffalo, New York, a significant storm system is moving through the eastern third of the country will help trigger another Arctic blast and between 10 to 20 inches of snowfall downwind of the major Great Lakes region as Mother Nation's version of a snow machine ramps back up the third time in 2 weeks. Just trying to let you guys know that a lot is going on. And, they mess with the weather. Oftentimes it is wintertime, but, they do mess with the weather. So just get ready. So you just be ready, family. Just get ready while you can before things get out of hand. And we don't know if, they know, the deep state knows that this war is over. They know that we could have an announcement that the Brunson case has been heard. They know that Trump could come forward before January the 20th, before the inauguration. 4 million under winter storm alerts as snow buries Buffalo and the rest of the Great Lakes region. More than 4 million people across 5 states were under winter storm alerts on Sunday as heavy lake effect snow continued to bury the Great Lakes region, prompting emergency declarations and the deployment of National Guard troops to rescue stranded motorists. We know National Guard's been deployed on the land for a while because we are under military occupation. The military is in control, helping to take down the deep state. One thing I want to show you, a lot of people are not ready to hear this, but this person says that she is a Calhouni. Her name is Angel. She says, we told you the real Trump died in 1989. That's what JFK Jr. has been saying. That's what I told you guys. What's his name? Benjamin Fulford, who is an independent journalist that's been talking about the Khazarian mafia for decades, has been saying, so if the real Trump is gone, I mean, maybe he faked his death, but if the real Trump is gone, who is this with a mask? We don't know. But that's why I keep telling you guys, it's the Trump, it's the persona, it's the avatar. It could be the real person, or it could be that whoever's in control is using this person. So the Calhouni person, the Calhouni family is actually related to Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a Calhouni, and that's a bloodline family. They're also related to the Kennedys. So one of the Calhouni family bloodline members have been spilling out a lot of information that was coming out that needs to come out so that the masses can awaken to what's going on. I can't say if the real Trump is dead or not, but my good friend, JFK Jr., also known as David Quigley, says that the real Trump died in 1989. And I keep, every time I show you guys, or every time I hear it being said, I show you guys what people are saying, just because to support his claim. I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's what we've heard. Now, again, the Calhounis, or Cal Looney, those are the Abraham Lincoln bloodline. They trace back to the Davidic bloodline, Solomon. All these bloodline families are actually related to Haile Selassie. Some of them are related to Haile Selassie. Some of them related to different dynasties that have ruled for a long time. So I don't have a lot of time to talk about. You have a group of bloodline families fighting other bloodline families. They're fighting against the Illuminati, the deep state, the cabal. That's another bloodline family that the Kennedy, the Davidic bloodline, the Solomonic dynasty. I don't really even know the details of it. They're all two bloodline families or many bloodline families fighting against each other, and we're caught in the middle. So these bloodline families are actually related to interdimensional beings, and they're trying to fight for control of the planet. But we do have a group of benevolent interdimensional beings that are here to help us with this war against the deep state. So that's all I'll say for there, okay? For that, so you guys can look up that yourselves. Here's information about BLM calling for violence. Black Lives leader calls for Black vigilantes to descend on the cities following, let me see if I can look into that. Black Lives Matters call for Black vigilantes to descend on cities following Daniel Penny's acquittal. So that's what I was telling you about earlier. Daniel Penny, who allegedly has something to do with choking out somebody classified as Black, and he was acquitted. So now Black Lives Matter is saying take to the streets, hurt white people, descend on the cities all across America. And Black Lives Matter and Antifa are funded by George Soros, and they are only do this to cause division and to tear up cities and to aid the deep state, the cabal, and the mainstream media and to decimating our emotions, getting us to lower our frequency, getting us to be stressed out, angry, and upset, and to cause economic havoc, as well as to tear up the cities. So don't fall for it. Black Lives Matter leader Hawk Newsom called for Black vigilantes to descend into major cities Monday to retaliate against 26-year-old former Marine Daniel Penny's acquittal over the death of Jordan Neely. A Manhattan jury found Penny not guilty of criminally negligent homicide after he held 30-year-old homeless man Jordan Neely in a chokehold to protect surrounding passengers on a New York City subway train in May 2023. Newsom called on Black vigilantes, this is a BLM leader, to avenge Neely and fight against white people who allegedly want to choke and kill Black people for being loud. Now, this is their rhetoric. This is what they're trying to say in order to get so-called Black people, I'm sorry, fam, y'all didn't see the article, I'll bring it back up, to be upset and any of their so-called friends, but don't fall for it. I don't care what color, race, creed, ethnicity, religion, country you come from, do not fall for it. We don't know what happened when this chokehold happened. What I heard happened was the man was trying to cause problems with people, and nobody would help this dude who was causing problems, and so somebody finally stepped in and grabbed him and choked him. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. So my point of bringing that up is we don't know what happened in a lot of these cases. Some things are real and some things are staged, and the real things we don't know the details. So it doesn't make sense to go around killing people, shooting, acting a fool, rioting, tearing up things based on a story. Okay, there are better ways to handle conflict than to tear up your own country. That's Dr. Kia Pruitt saying that. And I could go into that, more of that, but I'm out of time. So in interest of time, I won't. What else is going on? I got rid of that article. Let's see. I'm trying to rush through here before my computer goes out, family. But my point is, yes, Lincoln was swarthy. Lincoln was a brown-skinned man. Actually, yes, he was. He was Black. The Moors here, that the copper color autochthonous people, the original Americans, you guys know this, are Hi, family. Some of you are still here. Guess what? I forgot that I could go on my phone and to my StreamYard. So, hi, my computer had gone down. I apologize for that. My computer powered down. I think I covered all of the information, family. Yes, my laptop went down. So, I apologize for that. Let's see. Yes. If anybody have any questions, then you can ask the questions, family. You're still here. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love you all so much. It's what is it, 4:55 p.m. I don't want to bore your patience. I want to. Somebody says go techie head. Right? I had to figure this out, family. I need to go and finish getting ready. So again, I don't want to necessarily alarm anybody. I just want you all to know that a lot is going on. Like we said, you got, oh, and I forgot to cover the fires in Malibu because my computer powered down, but there are fires that are going on in Malibu that's actually taking out a whole lot of land. And this isn't even fire season. This isn't even the time where fires happen in California. Usually that happens in the summertime, and they blame it on the trees and the leaves, which is weird to me that they say they just ignite on their own. But most of us know those are direct energy weaponry, or that the deep state actually launches an attack on the people in California. And that's most likely what they're doing right now in the Malibu region, because this isn't even the time that they normally do that. It's not, they can't even blame it on that type of hot weather. So a lot is going on in California. What else? People are saying that they're getting kicked out of their insurance because of fires that occur in California right now, not just in Malibu, because I've spoken to people from California that are saying they're either getting kicked out of their insurance or their insurance is going up high right now. Because they're blaming it on fires. And this happened before the fires in Malibu, because people were calling me like, why are they doing this? This is not even fire season. But perhaps the deep state and people in the insurance industry knew what was about to happen. So fires in Malibu, winter storms, and the states of emergency being called in the Buffalo region of New York. Black Lives Matter calling for vigilantes to harm Caucasian people. So if Black Lives Matter try to rally the troops and try to tell you guys that, we got to fight against racism and all that, please know that that's rhetoric. Okay. Most of us that are living on this land do not feel like we're enslaved. We feel like the whole planet is enslaved. We do not feel like because our skin is brown that right now during this time that Caucasian people are coming after us. Not the people I know. I don't know what people they trying to rally up. But like I was saying, you have that happening. You have people coming out on Twitter saying, that they're related to the Abrahamic bloodline, where somebody in the chat said Abraham was brown. And I say, yes, you guys know that the Moors, or the original people here in America, if you look up the 1828 Webster's definition of American, it will say copper-colored people found here by Christopher Columbus, but now applied to Europeans. But I've been reading documents from, the Moorish documents from the Moroccan dynasty that was here before our European brothers and sisters came here. And the documents say that when the Europeans came here, we had treaties with them. We got along well with them. We had one particular well-known treaty is called the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. There was no problem. So where did this problem come about? How did it come about? It came about by bloodline families overtaking our republic, overtaking the Moorish or Moroccan dynasty, because America is actually called Amorica, the land of the Moors, Mours or Moors, the copper-colored people found here by Christopher Columbus, okay, which Christopher Columbus is allegedly copper-colored or brown, because Moors and autogenous people, they were ruled the whole planet. So when they came here, they brought a lot of European people here who were actually their indentured servants. Some of them were some of them say slaves, and some of them say that the women were their sex slaves. So they brought them over here and to America, according to my research, and the copper-colored people that were here welcomed them because they understood and understood that a great majority of the Europeans that were living in Europe were actually going through a lot of abuse by the Moors that controlled Britain. So when you talk about Britain or the British people, British Moors is the same as brutish Moors. Okay, the brutish Moors who actually controlled that whole region. Some say between 711 and 1492, and then they got kicked out in 1492. By whom, I'm not sure. Some say that that's when they ruled Britain or Europe, but we know that they've been ruling the planet for years because they are the autogenous people on the land. So they left Europe and came here, and many of those Moors that came from Europe came here to America. Some were human and some were not human. Remember, we're all related to some different interdimensional beings or extraterrestrials. When they came here to America, they tried to blend in with those of us copper colored people that were already here and try to pretend like they were us. And they took some of the European people who had come over here and tried to put them in key positions to be over the copper colored people here. So you have, honestly, a group of bloodline families that fighting each other, and it's really not even us that's involved. It's not our battle. They're fighting for control of the resources here in America and all across the planet. So they have put certain people in key places, every segment of society, over banking, over and the people they put over banking, education, finances, governments, media, entertainment, sex, all those things. They originally put their bloodline people in those key places. And if you wanted to participate and you weren't a part of their bloodline, then you had to do certain rituals to get initiated in. And that's where the secret societies come in. So I've talked to you guys about this to tell you that there are 13 bloodline families that we know about, like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, et cetera, et cetera. And I can put that post up for you in the community section again with the 13 bloodline families that we know about that control the planet on the left side. And then on the right side, I have the 13 bloodline family members that control those 13 bloodlines that nobody knows about. And those 13 bloodlines, including the Medici and the Orsini people, they look like me. They're copper colored. They're all so-called Black folk, the ones that control the 13 bloodlines. And those people that control the 13 bloodlines that look like me and that are even darker than me, they're related to Haile Selassie. That's why you see pictures of the Queen of England bowing before Haile Selassie. That's also in the community section of my YouTube channel. I'll show you a picture of that. Nobody the Queen of England never had to bow before anybody, but she bowed before Haile Selassie. Why? Because he was allegedly like the king of the world, because he allegedly his bloodline is the 13 as a part of the 13 ruling families that's controlling the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, et cetera, et cetera. Oh man, it's so much to study, family. It's so much to uncover, when you look at who's really running this planet. And those 13 bloodlines that control the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, et cetera, they're the ones who created white supremacy. They'll tell you Caucasian people created white supremacy. No, it's according to my research, the dirty Moors, those bloodline families that have been fighting each other for control of the planet. They contrived of or came up with this system called white supremacy. They came up with racism, division, sexism, all of this. They put in paradigms to cause us to fight against each other, because if they can cause us to fight against each other, we won't look at them and we won't know who's really doing this to us. We won't know who's really poisoning the water and poisoning the food and poisoning the air. We won't know that it's actually bloodline families, many of whom are not even human, that's doing all this to us. So you have people that are from bloodline families that are benevolent factions that are coming out and saying, this war against the deep state is happening because of this, that, and the third. Now, they're not saying that they're not coming straight out and telling you what I'm saying, that there are certain bloodline families fighting each other that I heard. I've never heard them say that. And they're not saying, to my knowledge, that that interdimensional beings or extraterrestrials are behind this war, but they are saying that they are helping with the war. They are saying, I am a Calhouni or Calhouni family that's related to Abraham Lincoln, and that the Lincolns are related to the Kennedys, and the Kennedys are related to the King Solomon and King David from the Davidic bloodline. But in my research, I also uncovered that they are not only fighting to take down those people, but you have some of those people in their bloodline, in their families as well. It's a mess. suffice it to say that we cannot allow them to put their programs into our psyche. We cannot allow Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and all these other groups to cause division between the so-called races or groups of people. We have to stay united in this fight. We have to stay encouraged. We have to stay positive, knowing that we've already won. We just need to bring that into the timelines, the what do you call it? The mainstream timeline, so everybody else can know it. Okay, because once they get on board, then there's nothing that the deep state can do to us. I'm on board. You're on board. You know the war is over. And so we're waiting. We're anticipating an emergency broadcast system announcement to come on to let us know about this war against the deep state. We're waiting for President Trump to ring that bell at the New York Stock Exchange tomorrow. And we feel that something will probably happen once he rings that bell, because as I showed you earlier in the podcast, ringing of the bell means that you've declaring a victory. So I don't want to keep you on too much longer, family. I love you all so much. We've been on for almost 47 minutes. I think that's a good time to get off. Find out for me what time the ringing of the bell happens tomorrow. Stay encouraged. Get your food, get your water, your supplies, and take care and stay encouraged. I'm Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. And thank you for those of you who did send me a cash app. Again, if you want to, that is $ MAMAKIA 13, $ Mama Kia. I love you all so much. It's been my great pleasure to serve you, and I'll come back to talk to you later. Take care. Go prepare and have a magnificent day. Read those articles I'm going to put in the description section so you can know what I'm talking about and prove that I'm true. Bye-bye, family.